Will, what's the mood like out there right now?
Well, people are definitely trying to make the best out of a bad situation out here, Heather. Now, it's hard for you to see anything behind us here, but firefighters are fighting a huge fire here at an apartment complex. It may seem non-confrontational, but there's a controversy brewing over Frisbee. I'm Will Huntsberry, and coming up, we'll talk about what residents in Durham have against an ultimate Frisbee complex. Residents and business owners here in 5 Points say this post office is a cornerstone of their community. That church now seats over 16,000 people. It's one of the biggest in the United States. But tonight, Osteen is hoping that he's going to fill up the RBC Center.
Reporter Will Huntsberry joins us from the Capitol with the latest. Will.
Well, Governor Bev Perdue has just become the first NC governor ever to reject a state spending plan. We're standing right here in the driveway of a for-sale home where a man was shot and killed today. These bees are here in their own hive, so they're much less likely to become disoriented and sting out of confusion. Here without a queen or a hive to center themselves around, I can barely get anywhere near the bees without them becoming defensive. Lake Benson Park here in Garner is overflowing with people. Thousands have come out to see the fireworks, and you can probably hear it behind me right now. The North Carolina Symphony is on stage. How far did you come from to get here tonight?
We came all the way from Stafford, Virginia.
Some people are kind of like doubtful of televangelists. What would you say to those people about Joel?
Well, for some televangelists, and to be honest with you, I agree with them because they're a little scary.
But far from being forgotten, Adam's name lives on in this little guy, another Adam. Well, the fairground is really filling up with people out here, and we're hoping these clouds behind us aren't going to affect the fireworks. What do you think that says about how the political process is working out right now, if there's an analysis out of the plan before you've even seen the plan?
Do you really need for me to comment on how this political process has been working?
Police have not released the names or the ages of the married couple involved, nor do they have a motive for what could have led to the shooting. Reporting live in Knightdale, Will Huntsberry. Constance Starkey lost everything in a massive apartment complex fire, except her animals. Firefighters didn't rescue her cat from the destroyed building until after the fire was contained.
She's a chunky little thing and she doesn't move fast, and I really didn't expect to see her again.
Constance watched the fire rip through the building, not knowing if her cat was safe. After seeing firefighters bring the animal out, she had a simple message for them.
They're lifesavers in every sense of the word.
The citizens of Raleigh are well protected. This is a good fire department. My people are the best.
Firefighters contained the blaze in 30 minutes, and no one who lives in the apartment was injured. But one firefighter was treated for minor injuries. They suspect he was dehydrated, which is common fighting fires in the middle of summer.
I'm wearing a winter coat right now.
12 units were damaged in the fire, including 8 which were completely destroyed and 2 with serious damage.
We know that it started on the first floor, blew out the windows, and then quickly went to the second floor.
From there, officials say the fire got in the roof and quickly traveled to other apartments.
Limited amount of water here, so we had to stretch down the hill onto the street. So it presented some challenges, but we overcame it.
And residents are glad they did. Even though they didn't walk away with their belongings, they did walk away with their lives.
I guess the unexpected happens and then just gotta pick up and start over.
In Raleigh, Will Huntsberry, News 14, Carolina. Pre-K educators like Catherine Hutchins are ecstatic with Judge Howard Manning's decision to keep the NC legislature from enforcing cuts to more at 4.
We're excited about the ruling. The program is important and that the target population is a group that needs to be served.
But the legislators who wrote the budget think Judge Manning's decision overreaches.
There's an open seat where Judge Manning lives, and I'd invite him to run for the State House or Senate, and I will put him on the Budget Committee next year so that he can have a voice in how we put together the budget.
The Manning decision essentially tells legislators they have to provide equal access to pre-K education for all at-risk children.
It's a very bold decision, and I suspect one that will be very controversial.
And complicated. Robert Orr is a former NC Supreme Court justice who's ruled on what it means to provide at-risk pre-K kids the constitutional right of a sound, basic education.
At-risk kids are particularly at risk for not having that opportunity, and so the state has an obligation to try and put them on as level a playing field as possible.
Former Justice Orr says the decision will force the state to comply with Manning's order, but House Speaker Tom Tillis disagreed in a statement saying, "One thing is perfectly clear from our review of the matter. Today's order should have no impact on the state budget." In Raleigh, Will Huntsberry, News 14, Carolina.
Snoop Dogg is a Joe Campbell and Mark Liquor.
Truth Minister Paul Scott believes Blast is aimed at underage urban kids.
Definitely, they're going after that youth market. Snoop Dogg, who is the pitch man for Blast Coke 45, was actually recently on Nickelodeon Kids Awards.
Ads show Snoop and a train of Hollywood beauties in skimpy dresses having a blast-fueled bash with the brightly colored cans of high-alcohol fruit drink.
What Pabst is doing is they're establishing a brand loyalty. So the moment your child gets an opportunity to experiment with alcohol, guess what kind they're going to first?
Stores like the one behind me sit just across the street from local schools and sell the drink for around $3, which only adds to Minister Scott's frustration in his belief that it's targeted towards the underage.
If people ask, they want to buy this, we're going to sell it. If the state or some agency told us to stop the sale, we don't sell it.
18 attorney generals across the country, not including North Carolina's, have signed a letter saying they want Blast banned. But Pabst defends Blast, saying it's only meant for people of age and, quote, "We are encouraging consumers to consider mixing Blast with other beverages or enjoy it over ice."
It masked the taste of the alcohol. So a young person can drink this and think they're drinking soda.
In Durham, Will Huntsberry, News 14, Carolina.